Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Dowrow here with another Options of Play video update. So, I have been doing this each month as really, I mean, the CPI are some of the CPI data is some of the, like the biggest trading events of like the last like 4, 5, 6 months. So, figure um, makes sense to spend a little time just talking through what's priced in, some levels to watch because I mean lately we've had some really large swings after the data's come out, and I don't see why tomorrow wouldn't be more of the same. Um, so as far as like the setup is concerned, the Qs have and tech in general has been a lot worse than the S&P or the Dow for that matter. So the Nasdaq is going to be going into CPI tomorrow. I mean, unless something dramatic changes this afternoon, below all of its moving averages, and actually not too far from where it was going into the CPI last month. So that was this day right here, closed at 262.66. So after a month of trading, kind of back into like the same ballpark. The CPI day was just an absolutely wild reversal last month. I do think that the setup is, even though we're kind of in the same vicinity, it is different because the expectations were awfully low going into the CPI reading in October. Indices are down a few days in a row, basically right at the 52-week low. It definitely felt like very one-sided, whereas this time it's a little bit different. So I think that we're kind of in like the I think we're kind of in like the camp where cooler CPI is good, things could react positively, and hotter CPI is bad, and things could react negatively. Versus last month, I was really unsure because of like the performance of the indices going in. So I do think that this time good is good and bad is bad. The headline number expected is 7.9, so that would be the first seven handle. Um, but just kind of have to wait and see. All right. As far as like what's priced in, the straddle on the Qs that expires on Friday. So you have all of tomorrow and Friday. So you have two full trading sessions right now. The Q straddle is pricing in 8.25. Um, that would be a healthy size move, but also definitely not as big as some of the moves we've seen in the past. Um, for the levels, I mean, until like the Qs can get back through the 20-day, which is at 271.41, definitely remain weak. If they get through the 20-day, then it could start to build momentum for a pushback into the high 270s in the 50-day. Really, like the big level to watch on the downside is below 260. The only focus level is the CPI day low from last month, which was down at 254.26. So under 260, then the next level is going to be the CPI day low. All right. The SPY, the Friday straddle, is pricing in about 9.25, 925. So you can see that compared to the Qs, the SPY are above the 50-day, they're above the 8 EMA, and they're above the 20-day. The 20-day being like the most important line in the sand right now. You can see we rolled into it, held it, bounced. The break of the 20-day is what set up the big rally in October. Rolled into it, defended it. So the 20-day is going to be your line in the sand. If the SPY loses the 20-day, which is at 375.95 tomorrow, then you're looking for a retest of last week's low, which was down around 368.79. And then if it loses that, then things could just snowball probably down to like the low 360s, with 360 being kind of like a big area underneath. Okay. On the upside, the 100-day, that's your big level, 389.12. If it can get through the 100-day, then it removes a lot of like the upside resistance, and there is plenty of room to run into like the 390s with like this huge gap. This was the September CPI. Like that gap could start to come into play as people start to look at it. And I mean, the 200-day marked the high almost to like the penny back in August, and I mean you can see the 200-day is really like the only obvious target above the 100-day. So there's plenty of room to the upside, but I mean the first order of business would be getting through the 100-day. So the straddle, so you have all Thursday and all Friday on the SPY. It's pricing in about 9.25. So those are the big levels. Okay. And as far as what plays out, I mean, remains to be seen. We've got to wait and see what the numbers are, see how things open, and then see how things trade during the day. Because I mean, last month things opened weak, and then we're up huge during the session. So just because we're open up a bunch or down a bunch doesn't mean we're going to be closing up a bunch or down a bunch, right? So have to take it one day at a time. But on CPI days, it's more like 1 hour at a time. All right. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about trading events with options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Good luck trading tomorrow. Hope for some good action, and see what we get. All right. I will talk to you all tomorrow.